ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिर्हेतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 45, verse number 2. So, in the previous chapter we studied the killing of Kamsa, the wrestlers, elephant, Kovalya, Pida, etc. And now he describes how Krishna went and met his parents, and then he will install Ugrasena as the king and go to Gurukula. So, as I said yesterday, this killing of Kamsa is important to understand that how this ahankara persists and Krishna is the only one who is able to take care of it, because he is the source of ahankara. Ahankaram iti bhinna prakriti rashtadha. This is his prakriti. Ahankaram iti me bhinna prakriti rashtadha. So bhumirapo nalo vayu khammana buddhirevacha. So this is his energy. It is under his control, and only he can control it. And because he wanted to kill Kamsa, so therefore when he came to Mathura, he showed his ahankara from the very beginning. He met the washerman. What did he do? People may think, why is Krishna like this? Why did he kill him? Well, what was washerman's fault? Why should he give his clothes to him? So he is establishing his ahankara that now I am here, and this Kamsa's ahankara is gone. So therefore the Leela here you see is all his bossism. So either you have to align your ahankara with him, then you can be peaceful, Kubja, Sudama, garland person, or your head will fall down. So head is the representative of ahankara. That's why you keep the head up. Even when you sleep, you want to keep your head up. Everything else can be flat, but head should be up. Because ahankara doesn't want to go down. So that's why it's a big problem if you have to bow down to somebody. So this is the external representative of our ahankara, the head. That's why it's called head. Because ahankara is the head in the body. So Krishna, but you see how Krishna is, he has the biggest ahankara, and his ahankara is real. Our ahankara is acquired, because our ahankara, aham bhava of the Atma is just I, and everything else is external, related with body and things in it. So this is acquired. It's not our inherent. Like about Krishna it was said that ananya siddham, and it was described his beauty, lavanya saram asmordhyam ananya siddham. That it was ananya siddham means it was not based on anything else. His beauty is not coming from somewhere else. So his ahankara is real. And that's why it is not harmful to anybody. It only does good. What is acquired, that we create trouble with that. So, but he adjusts his ahankara. Yatha mam prapadyante tam tathai bhajamyam. So he becomes cowherd boy. He plays with them. Then he is not having big ahankara, I am great, I am boss, I am this, why did you do this to me? Nothing like that. Now we read in the previous chapter that the parents, here also pitara uplabdhartho viditva purushottama. Because in the previous chapter it was said that they did not embrace, the parents did not embrace Krishna and Balram, because knowing that they are Prakriti Parameshwara, that they are the Supreme Lord. So means they are thinking, he has the ahankara of being Parameshwara, how can we embrace him? If you go to the king, you don't embrace the king. But Krishna is bringing his ahankara down. So therefore he says, Ma bhut nijam mayam tatana janmohini. He wants to align his ahankara with his parents. That is the meaning of yatha mam prapadyante. He aligns. Attunement. Krishna is good in attunement. And that's only where the ananda comes, when you attune. Here in the material world, if two people can attune to each other, there is so much ananda. But because of the ahankara, you are not able to attune. Why did you say like this to me? Who are you? Don't you know who I am? And you yourself don't know who you are. So how the others will know? First you figure out yourself. Because if you figured it out, you won't make this statement. Anybody who knows himself or herself would not say, "Don't you know who I am?" So we don't know ourselves. And therefore it is very difficult to attune to others, and that's why all the problems are created here in the material world. And this bhakti is to attune with Krishna. That's why it starts with Sharanagati. Sharanagati means giving up your ahankara, accepting him, whatever he does. Maro bhi rakho bhi jo ichha tomar. So that's where it begins, and that is the solution to the problems. Otherwise problems continue. So Krishna is adjusting his ahankara. The parents are actually thinking that they are Parameshwara. So he is not saying, good, they know us. So we should be like that. So he understood that they think of us Parameshwara, Pitaro uplabdha vartho viditva purushottama. So he changed that. He says, no, I want you to treat me like your son, and I will also behave like your son. So he will speak exactly like a nice, obedient son and not like Bhagavan. So he adjusts, and in so many ways he adjusts with everybody, with friends, with wives, with children. And he even adjusts that he comes as a deity, and then he adjusts himself there. I was reading one story in Vallabhacharya's life. He had one disciple whose name was Das, and in Vallabh Sampradaya, if you take Diksha, it's called Brahma Sambandha. Then you have to do Vigraha Seva. Vigraha Seva is just like for in our Sampradaya, Kirtan, Japa is stressed. In their Sampradaya, Vigraha Seva is most important. So you have to do Vigraha Seva. Deity worship. So Premdas also had his own deity, Krishna, because they are Krishna Upasakas. So one day he was making bhoga for Thakurji, but it got burnt. So when it got burnt, he did not want to offer it. He says, how can I offer this burnt thing to Thakurji? So he did not offer, but what to do with it? So he mixed Charnamrita in that, because once you take Diksha, you don't eat unoffered food. So he mixed Charnamrita in that burnt bhoga and he ate it himself. But he didn't offer it to Bhagavan. So then in the evening, the Thakurji went, spoke to Vallabhacharya and complained to him. He says, what is this? You have given me to him? This guy is starving me. So he says, why did he starve me? He says, he cooked and he ate it himself and did not give me. So you see, that means his ahankara is that I will eat only if he offers, otherwise I will not eat. So he comes to that extent. So Vallabhacharya called this Premdas and he says, why did you make the offering? He says, how do you know? He says, he came and complained to me. See, he has to complain to the Guru. Comes under the control of the bhakta so much that if you give him food, he eats. If you don't give him, he starves. And what can he do? He can only complain to the Guru. So he went and he complained. So this is so interesting, that how Krishna is dealing now, how he will deal with his parents. There is absolutely zero bhav of Bhagavan now, or he just now killed the biggest hero. So people should be, lifting him up in the air and celebrating this, that, nothing. He goes to his parents and he is speaking to them very humbly, nothing, no big ahankara, ego, nothing like that. So therefore, ma bhutiti nijam mayam tatanajan mohini. And we small living beings, we have ahankara for nothing. So he spread his maya, his yoga maya, and then what happened? Uvacha pitrau etya sagrajah satvartarshabhah prashrayavnatah prinan ambatate iti sadaram. So after doing this, then he went to the parents along with Balaram and prashraya avnata prinan. So with great humility he bowed down to them. Prashraya. So there was not any trace of any ahankara that he is some big person. After all, everybody must be clapping and praising to him because people were terrorized by Kamsa, most of them. But he is not bothered about that. So Avnata, he goes down and Prinan and trying to please the parents, and he says, Amba Tata iti Sadara. So he said, oh dear mother, oh dear father, and with great respect. So 3 words are used here, Prashraya, Avnata, Sadaram. So Prashrayana Avnata, Prashraya Avnata, and Sadaram Avnata. So with great humility, he bows down to the parents and addresses them with great affection and the mood of a son. So there is no commentary on this. Nasmatto yuviyos tata nityotkanthitayorapi balya paugand kaishoraha putrabhyam abhavan kvachit. So you see how he is speaking. This is called attunement of the heart. So he understands their mind because he was born to them, but they never got the opportunity to raise him up. So he says that for both of you, oh dear father, from us you did not get any opportunity, any pleasure in our childhood, Paganda and Kashura stage. Putrabhyam abhavan kvachit. There was no pleasure, enjoyment. It's a great pleasure for parents when they have children to play with them, to hear their stammering words, to bring them up. So he says you did not get any of this opportunity, although you are always eager for it. Nitya utkanthitayorapi. Yet this did not happen to you. So sad for us. So asmatta asmadheto nityam utkanthitayorapi. So from us you did not get any happiness, only anxiety, because you are always worried about us, obviously, what will happen to our sons. They are in Vraja and Kamsa was always trying to kill them. So you did not get nityam utkanthita, always in eagerness to hear about us, about our welfare. Yuvayoho putrabhyam avabhyam kritva balya pauganda kashora tattad avasthanubhav lalanadi sukhani. So what is that? You do not get any pleasure of raising us or experiencing the various stages of our childhood and as a teenager from both of us. Punstvam arsha. So now he makes a little explanation here because there is a little bit problem. And the problem is that there are 3 words used here, Balya, Paganda and Kashora. So Balya is up to 5 years of age and Paganda is up to 10 and Kashora is up to 15. So from this statement it looks like that Krishna has crossed 15, because he says that he did not get any pleasure of our Balya, Poganda and Kashora. So that means he is not Kashora. After Kashora comes youth, Yuva. So means he is Yuva. But as we know that he left Braja when he was 11. That means he was just at the threshold of his Kashora. He has completed his Balya and Poganda. So why is he including Kashora here? So this is, he is commenting on that. Nanu Kvachati Sukumarangau Kishoro Naptayovnau iti Purastrina Mukte Katham Kashorasya Atitattvam Uchyate. So he is raising an objection that earlier when Krishna and Balaram came to the arena of Kamsa, the wrestling arena, so there the ladies, when they saw them and they saw these two Mallas, Chandur and Mastaki, they said that, look, these two boys are just Kishora and they have not even attained youth yet. Napti Yavanavati. They have not even crossed 15. Means they are below 15. They are still in the Kishora state. And then these Mallas, these wrestlers, big ones. So according to them, according to the words of the ladies, Krishna and Balaram had not crossed Kashora stage of life. They have not yet turned into youth. They are still below 15. So why here Krishna himself is saying that his Kishora stage has passed? This is the question which is raised. Katham Kashorasya atitvam uchyate. Why is it said here that he has gone beyond the Kashora? And then he cites this famous sloka, Kaumaram pancha avdattam Pogandam dasmavdhihi Keshoram apancha dashat yavanam tu tatah param. So the Kaumara stage is up to 5 years, Poganda is up to 10 years of age, and Kashora is up to 15. And after that comes the youth. So Panchadas Varsha Paryantam eva Kashoram. So Kashora is only up to 15. And Krishna is eternally in the Kashora state. So why is said here differently? Krishnastu ekadas varsha vaya eva kamsham jaghane. Krishna was 11 years of old when he killed Kamsa. Means he was in the Kashora state. And ekadasha samastatra gudhorchi sabalo avashat iti uddhavokte. Uddhava has also said this in 3rd canto when he met Akrura. So there he also makes this statement when he was describing Krishna-līlā there in brief to Akrura, that Krishna along with Balaram remained like a hidden fire in Vraja for 11 years. Ekadasha Samastatra. It's only in the 11th year that he had come to Mathura. So he has just completed 11th. So Brajbhumau Upanayana Bhavatcha, and also Krishna did not undergo the Upanayan ceremony in Vraja. So Upanayan ceremony is up to 11. And then, so the 8 for the Brahmanas, 8 years. For Kshatriya 11, Vaishya 12. So this is the time. So he has not undergone Upanayan. That means he was just running, maybe almost touching 11, because Upanayan is done in Ashad. So he would do after this, because then only he would come to that age after completing 11. So that is another sign that he had not crossed Kashora. Because if he has done that, then he cannot have Kashora, Upanayan Sanskar, then he has to do Prashchitta. Because I think 16 is the last limit. So, tayoho tadanim tayoho kashorasya arambha eva natu shesho apiti. So therefore, from the statement of Uddhava, as well as from the fact that he did not perform Upanayan ceremony in Vraja, so therefore in Vraja they don't give Upanayan, this thread to Krishna here, because he did not have it here in Vraja. So Vraja bhumau upanayana abhavacha tadastadanim tayoho kashorasya arambheva. So therefore they had just begin the Kashora, both Krishna and Balram. They have not come to an end. Natu shesho api. They have not completed it. Satyam. So now this problem therefore comes, why he says that our Kashora has passed. So he is replying to that. He says, it's true what you say. Yadyapi samanyato vayo ganana idrishi eva. He says, yes, this is true, that generally this is how you count the age, 5, 10, 15 and then so on. Tathapi kalena alpena rajarshe Rama Krishnasya govraje aghrishta janubhi padbhir vichakrutu vichakramaturanja setyukte. But still it is described about Krishna earlier when he was baby, that Krishna and Balram, they started creeping or moving on their knees. Even before you stand, the children, they move on their knees and hands before they are able to stand up in a very short age, very quickly. Alpena kalena. And they will run around here and there. Rajkumaradau api kvachit ati sukhini paganda vayasya api sharira vriddhimati kashor chesta darshanat. So he says it is seen sometimes in some princes that their Kashora comes earlier, even when they are in the Paganda state. Their body develops faster than usual people, and they look like as if they are in Kashora. So this is how it happened to them. Krishna tu kaimutya prapter. So what to speak of Krishna? Vaishnav toshni bhakti rasamrita ananda vrindavana dim matam anusritya eva vesthayam. So this is also described in Vaishnav toshni, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, as well as Anand Vrindavan Champu. They also describe that Krishna attained Kashora quickly. So Mas Chatushtaya Adhik Varstrasya Eva Krishne Panchavarshiya Manatvat. So for Krishna, only when he was 3 years and 8 months old, he was like 5-year-old. So means his Balya was over when he was 3 years, 8 months old, and not when he was 5. Tat pramanam prathamam vaya eva kaumara tatra krishnasya mahavane sthiti. So this was the first childhood, and then Kaumara came, and it is in this state that he was still in Mahavan, in Gokula. because from there they moved to Vrindavan and then to Nandagaon. ततः परम अष्टमास अधिक षड्वर्ष पर्यंतम पौगंडम तत्र नंदीश्वर स्थिति. There seems to be something missing here. I had only two versions and they both seem to be having some mistake. So he says that from there up to 6 years and 8 months old, then Krishna attained his Paganda. Means his Paganda lasted only almost like 1 year, 2 months. So very quickly he came to Kashora. Tata Saptame Masi, it cannot be Masi, it must be Varse. Because it says Ashtamasa Shadvars Paryantam. So Masi doesn't make sense here. A lot of mistake, I don't know. And this other version, Krishna Shankar Shastri has the same mistake. It cannot be Masi, it has to be Varsha. So Saptame Masi means Saptame Varsha. On the 7th year, Chatre Krishna Trayodashyam Mathuragamna. Or rather it should be, something is missing here. Probably it says that Saptame Varsha he starts at Kashora and then Dasme Varsha Krishna Trayodashyam Chatre. So in the 10th, when he was in his 10th year, then on Chatramas, Krishna Trayodasi, he came to Mathura. And on Chaturdasi, he did Kamsavada, Chaturdasyam Kamsavada. Tatra Dasham Varsham tu Shesha Kashoram. So his Kashora therefore came to an end when he was 10th. So taking that, he is saying Kashora. Although he is still in Kashora, but according to this calculation, then it is that as if he has become youth now, because he has completed 10 years. Tatra cha nitya sthitair atastadanantaram sarva kalam eva tasya kashoram eva gaya. And then Krishna does not grow from that, he remains in Kashora like 11-year-old now. Doesn't move from there. So Krishna matva striyo hrina ninilyur tastra tatraha iti kishorasya pradumnasya agamne tat samya avgamat. Why? What is the proof that he remains like Kishora? He says Pradyumna was abducted by this Asura, and then when he grew up, he killed and he came back with the Rati, his wife. So when he came and he was recognized as son, he was Kishore Avastha at that time. He was also around below 15. But he had such great resemblance with Krishna that Krishna's wives used to see him and mistake him that he is Krishna and hide themselves. So he's saying that means Krishna must have also been like Kishora at that time. If he had actually grown up, because by that time Krishna must be at least in 30-40s. So he must be grown up. So how can Pradyumna be mistaken for Krishna? Even if some resemblance is there. Because Pradyumna is just a teenager. And then they are mistaking him for Krishna. That means Krishna also looked like a teenager. Even when he was in Dwarka. So that's the proof he is giving, that he does not age more than that. Kishorasya pradyumnasya agamane tat samya avgamat. Santam vaishi kashora iti samanyoktescha. And there is also a general statement that Krishna is in his Kashora's age. Agamadishu api vinshaksharadi mantranam Dwarka-līlā maya dhyaneshu api tatha drishtascha. So in the Agama there are mantras which describe worship of Krishna in Dwarka, and there he is described as Kishora. Tasmat kamsavad dine tasya Kashora apgamaha Kashora anapgamasya Krishnasya purastrinam cha vakyam sangachyate. So therefore the day Krishna killed Kamsa, two things happened. From one calculation, he has completed his Kashora. And therefore he says Balya Paganda Kashora. And from other calculation, because he has not completed 15 years, he is still a Kashora. So both are true. From his appearance, he looks that he has become a youthful man. But from his age, he is still in the Kashora state. So that's why he says Kashora apgama, Kashora anapgamasya. That he has crossed his Kashora state and he has also not crossed it. So therefore the statement, both statements of Krishna, Krishnasya purastrinam cha vakyam sangachyate. So both are proper. So much exercise, how carefully they are studying Bhagavatam. So nalabdho daivahatiyor vaso nau bhavadantike yam balaha pitrigehastha vindante lalita mudam. So he says that because of our misfortune, we did not get the opportunity to live with you in our Balya, Paganda and Kashora. He says, generally children, they attain the affection and love of the parents when they live with them as young children. But we could not get that from you because we were not here. So this is what would please Vasudeva and Devaki, because they are touching their heart. He is speaking exactly what they are feeling. So this is called attunement. Kincha avam eva bhagyahina ityaha. He says it is only our misfortune that we could not get your love and affection in our young age. Daivhatyor hat bhagyor bhagyena praptyor iti vastavartha. But how can Krishna be misfortune? So he gives another meaning of Daivhatayo. Han dhatu means to kill, means our fortune is killed. Han also means hinsa gatya, it also means to go. So he says that this fortune has come to us. Tritiya arthe shashti balaya mudam bindante sachana labdha. So that opportunity which children happily enjoy, we could not get that. That is the meaning. Sarvarth sambhavo deho janitah poshito yataha na tayoryati nirvesham pitror martya shatayushaha. So he says that with this body you can attain everything. Dharmartha, kama, moksha, bhakti, whatever, everything is attainable with material body. Right? This is the upkarana, this is the instrument for all the purushartha. And this body is given by the parents. Janitaha, poshitaha, yataha. So it is created by them and it is also nourished by them. Parents give the body and then they nourish it. And therefore, na tayor yati nirvesham pitro martya satayusha. Therefore, a son or daughter cannot repay the debt of the parents even if he lives for 100 years. Satayusha. So this is the Pitri-rina. Sarvesham dharmadi arthanam sambhavo yasmin sadeho yato yabhyam. So that body, which is the source or which is the instrument to achieve all the goals in life, whether dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So this body comes from parents. Yata means yabhyam, should be in dual case. Nirvesham, arinyam. Nirvesham means to repay the debt. So it says you cannot repay. Yastayoratmajah kalpayatmana cha dhanena cha vrittim na dadyat tam pretya svamasham khadayantihi. So the son who is born from the parents, and when he grows up and he is capable of taking care of the parents, and parents need help and he does not do that, either atmana cha dhanena, does not do any seva with body or with wealth, vrittim na dadyat. So then what happens? After he dies, then the Yamdutas make him eat his own flesh. So pretya svamasham khadyanti. He may be vegetarian in this life, but in next life he has to eat his own meat. So Krishna is pleasing his parents, making all these statements. You see, very expert he is. Yastu kalpaha samartha. Kalpa means samartha, means one who is able, who can do it. If you cannot do it, that is different. But one who has the ability is capable. Shastra vidhina datum yogya karma vartmani sthita. So who can follow the Shastra and being situated on the path of karma, he is able to do it, but he does not do it. So yavat vritti jivika. So vritti means jivika, means sustaining their life. Tam pretya mritva vartmanam yamdutaha swasya tasya masam balat tam khadyanti. So then after death, the Yamdutas, they cut his flesh, like King Shri was cutting his own flesh, and then make him eat that. So that means after death also, you will have flesh. You will be given a body like that. Matram pitram vriddham bharyam sadvim sutam shishum Gurum Vipram Prapannam Cha Kalpa Abhrich Chasanmritaha. So a person who does not take care of the mother, the father, old wife, saintly wife, bharyam sadhvim, children, young children, sometimes parents neglect them, guru, Vipram Brahmana Prapannam Cha, and also someone who has surrendered or taken shelter of you, then such a person may be breathing but he is dead. So he is called living dead, walking corpse. That's what such a person is. So Avibhrat Apushnan. So means this person is living, means he is eating, but actually he is dead person. Tannav kalpayo kamsat nityam udvigna chetashoho moghamete vyatikranta divsha vamanarchataho. But in our case, the situation is that we were incapable of taking care of you because you were always troubled because of the Kamsa. We were not here, we are young and we are separated from you. So Kamsat Nityam Udvigna Chetso, our minds were always troubled because of the Kamsa, and therefore we wasted all our time, all these days, not doing any service to both of you. We missed the opportunity. Mogham Parthasa Jivati. So we have lived in vain. Mogham Ete Vyati Kranta Devasa. All these days which we have passed, they are just worthless. Why? Anarchato Vam. Because we could not do any archana, any puja, any service to both of you. So this is the importance. All the parents will be happy to hear this. Right? Those who are devotees here, don't show this sloka to your parents. Otherwise they'll get on your case. What are you doing? Come home, do some seva. So tat tasmat nau avayoho akalpayo. So he says, therefore for both of us who were akalpaya, incapable, atra akalpa shabdah keval samarthasya eva vachakah. Asamarthasya eva vachakah. So here the word akalpa means asamartha, means it was not possible for them to do because they were separated. Tatra hetu kamsaditi. Reason? Because of the kamsa. Ateva moghamiti doshakti. And that is why all this time we passed without doing any service. Na vidyate yabhyam tayo kamsat kamsam akarne yidhot sahavasat nityam udirte vigna chetso puri prati chalit chetaso o vijay bhai chalnayo mogham ityadi kakoktiriti vastavartha. So he gives another meaning. He is saying that the reason is saying that we did not waste time not doing service to you, but because when we heard about Kamsa, we were eager to meet him, and every day we were planning, but we were too young. So now we are 11, we have come to kill them and killed him. So that is another meaning. Tataha kshantum arhata tata matarnau partantrayoho akurvato vasusrusham klishtiyor durhida bhrisham. So what are they saying now? He says, therefore, please forgive us, O mother, O father. Tata kshantum arhata tata mata. That O tata mata, please forgive us. Why? Because we were partantra. We were not free. Because they are not speaking like as if they are Jagdishwaras or anything. They are speaking just like normal children. So we are not able to. Akurvator vasushusham. We did not do any seva to you. Klishtayor durhida. Although you both were in trouble, and the trouble was given by the wicked Kamsa, Durhrida Bhrisham. This Kamsa troubled you so much because he has put them in prison. He was not keeping them free. So now we have come and taken care. So please forgive whatever happened in the past. Sri Shuka Uvacha, Sri Shukdev said, Iti maya manusyasya harer vishvatmano gira mohito ankam aropya parisvajjaur apatur mudam. So now, previously it was said that na sasvajate, that they did not embrace them. But now after hearing these words of Krishna, who is Maya Manushya, who is appearing like human being by his Maya, by his Leela, so Hare Vishvam Atmanu. Although he is Hari and he is the Atma of the Vishwa, they became Mohita. They became infatuated by his lovely talk and his smile. So they took him, although he is grown up, but they took him in his lap and embraced him and felt great bliss. So Pariswajya Apatur Mudam. Very, very happy. Finally, Krishna is in their lap. So now Avyor Dutiyarthe Shashti. So Shashti is used in the sense of second, means we as the object. Pakshe Partantrayoriti. We are Partantra. Durhida Kamsene Klishtayoriti. Vamiti Asya Visheshne Gaye. So Durhida means Kamsa and Klishta has to go with the parents. And iti evam mayam kapat manushyesu yasya iti gadvadi. So Maya is kapat manushya. Gadvadi is gana. Maya manushyasya. Manushyesu yasya. So he is changing this. Maya manushasya, he is saying Maya manushyesu yasya iti. That it is not that he is Maya manushya, but it is his Maya which bewilders the manushya. Sinchantau ashru dharabhi sneha pashena cha vritau na kinchidu chatu rajan baspakantau vimohutau. So they were showering them with the rain of tears from their eyes, and sneha pashena chavrita, they bound them with the ropes of affection, and they were not able to speak anything, O king, baspakantha vimohato, because their voice was choked, being influenced by the affection. Evam ashvasya ityadikam Srinandasya parokshame. The next one. Okay, next. Evam ashvasya pitrau Bhagavan Devaki Sutaha Mata Maham tu Grishenam Yadunama Karo Nripam. So in this way, Krishna, he consoled his parents, his Bhagavan, his Devaki Sutta. And then what he did, he made his maternal grandfather, Ugrasena, as the king of the Yadus. So Krishna did not become king himself. Otherwise people will think, oh, he killed his uncle because he wanted the throne. So he made Kamsa's father as the king. He himself did not take the throne. So Kamsa's father was his maternal uncle, because Kamsa was his maternal grandfather, because Kamsa was Devaki's brother. So Matamaha. Pitamaha is paternal grandfather, Matamaha is maternal grandfather. In Sanskrit there are separate words. In English you only have grandfather. So this is Ugrasena. So he says, where was Nanda Maharaj all this time when Krishna is speaking like this? Where was he? So he says that Krishna spoke this in the absence of Nanda Maharaj. Otherwise Nanda Maharaj will think, what is he talking? He's my son. And he's calling them father and saying, forgive us, embracing, tears, all this, what is this? Right? He will become confused because Nanda Maharaj was not thinking that he is Vasudev's son. So he says, Evam Ashvasya Ityadikam Srinandasya Paroksham. He says Nanda Maharaj was not there at that time. He had gone for his lunch. when all this thing happened, wrestling, and then so many people killed, he left. Because now there was no fear for Krishna. His anxiety was over. All this time he was in stress. So when you are in stress and suddenly your stress is released, then you want to go and take rest. Right? So since he came, it's just the second day, They arrived previous evening, right? So now it must be lunchtime. So all this time he was under anxiety, what will happen to Krishna? But once Kamsa was killed and all the brothers were also killed, then he knew that now he is safe. So he can relax. So he went and he ate his rabdi, which he brought from Braj. Remember we saw that Yashoda Maiya has put that big handi in the bullock cart full of rabdi. That you can eat this, and some laddus were there. So he went back for that. So that's why he says Srinandasya parokshameva. Matputram yuddha shrantam ete paramananda matta snehena bhojetum antapuram nayanti tannayantu. He says, now my son is tired because he has wrestled for so long, and now these people are taking him inside to feed him, so let them feed, and I don't want to interfere, I will go. So this is what he is thinking, that they are taking him for lunch. He's tired now. Aham tu samprati putrarthe gatbhi swavase avase evannikam krityam karvai tyuktva tena tatra vigat. He says, I have no anxiety. Putrarthe gatabhi, all my fear for my son has gone. So now I go back to my camp and let them have this treat, and I will see them later on. He is thinking that now by afternoon we'll leave and go back to Braj. He did not know what is coming. So this is the story. We'll stop here. Okay, Sandeep.
So I just wanted to understand this text for like this shloka 4 now.
Yeah.
So what is the other meaning? I was not able to get that. Can you please explain? First he is saying that we were unfortunate that we could not serve you. But then
So other meaning is we are fortunate. Now we can serve you. Because Han Dhatu has two meanings. One is killing, another is going.
Okay, so we are fortunate to fortunate for what?
That although all this time passed, but now we are here to serve you.
Achha.
Tanmaji.
Babaji, a couple of questions. So about this, the fact that Krishna's appearance doesn't change. So then when he spoke the Gita to Arjuna at 89, he still looks like a Kishore Avastha?
Maybe not to other people. Because we already saw how he looked so different to different people. Malla Namasni, Nam Narvara.
Okay, so it depends on who.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my second question about this Malala Mashani. So for Yashoda, what does Krishna look like? Is it that he stops growing after he reaches Auganda or maybe about 10, and then that's what... So if she meets him later on, which we see happens later on when he returns...
How do you look to your mother? You are a grown-up man with children, married. To her, you still look like a young boy.
Yeah, I look like a grown-up man, I'm sure.
Isn't it? Although our appearance has changed. Yeah, you can ask. That's how parents see children. No?
So so there is a distinction between how you literally look like and the...
So it is according to the Leela, whatever is the mood. Whatever is
so
the
in
mood.
this Mallana Mashini, I was under the impression that
I don't hear you. Okay.
yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Purushottam Prabhu.
Yeah, I have a question from the yesterday's. All the brothers of Kamsa were killed by Baldeva.
Hmm.
And is Baldev also considered Hatarikata and they were also attained liberation? Or it's only the Krishna who is Hatarikata?
Yeah, they will also get.
So both are considered Hatarikata then, Baldev and Krishna.
Yeah, even people killed by Bhima, Arjuna, they also attain liberation. It's there in Bhagavatam. At least 2 slokas, or maybe 3 which say that.
So Hatarikata is not only Krishna then basically, that's what you say here.
Yeah, but they're devotees and people, obviously Krishna was present there. But there's a sloka, ye chande dardara, what is it? Daitya Bhimarjun Vyajena Hata. It's as if they say that you kill them on the pretext of being killed by Bhima and Arjuna, they all attained Swarupa. Hata Gata Swarupam. Malati.
Krishna's wives also did not grow to the age of Kashyapa. Otherwise they would have looked older. They must have stayed the same age.
Otherwise it will become a mismatch. Otherwise it will look like they're going...
We spoke about that when we discussed the bargain. Yeah.
Otherwise when they're walking it will look like they're going along with their grandchild. You know?
Yeah.
So,
all of them are in that age.
yes. That is the Nitya Leela.
I'd like to know a little bit more about this helping the parents, etc. So the commentary of Sri Vishwanath was that this is for people on the karma marga, right?
Yeah, because
And
that's
now,
the Varnashram system.
yeah. So now for someone like me who's not on the karma marga and who, to some extent is on the bhakti marga, now I would like to know if it's a heavier problem to not help the family, just like it is a heavier problem for bhaktas when they kill even insignificant animals. We had this shloka recently that in Manusmriti it is said that you can kill up to mongoose or snake or something like that and there's no sin, but then you mentioned that, I understood that for bhaktas even even smaller animals are problems.
Killing if it happens by itself, walking or this, that is different. But if you do it knowingly, then obviously you are in knowledge, then why are you doing it?
Yeah.
So similarly, if your parents need help and you are capable of helping and you don't help, that is different. He's saying kalpa, and also the parents, do they really need your help?
Yeah.
Otherwise they'll say, why this guy is trying to trouble us? Parents are also like that these days. They want their own privacy. And you go and say, look, I read in Bhagavatam, I have to do some seva to you. And they think this guy's gone crazy. So they should also understand, No, parents, at least in the West, they don't want. So why are you troubling us? Isn't it? So why she's staying here? Okay, she came to visit me, but she's not going. They get worried.
So therefore, is it...
You have to understand the intention. The intention is that in those days there was no welfare system or anything like that. And people lived together, and if parents became old and then children don't take care, then who will take care of them? The king is not going to come and take care of them. So they will suffer. So therefore it is said like that. Now the situation is not that. Now parents get their pension. They are independent. Even if you are not a devotee, they don't want you.
Babaji, about this point of the parents, what is the point of, it includes also those parents that, for example, we cannot call exploitation because according to this, whatever parents needs and ask, we must provide. But in the condition that the relationship with the parents or the parents itself is not healthy, or they are mentally ill by some particular reason, and they ask for the child or take from the child or explode the child in some particular way. Anyway, we have to answer to that in...
Yeah, that's why I said kalpa, if you are capable, then you should help. If they need and you are capable, that's what he's saying. That you are capable and they have the need, then you should do it. But if you are not capable, that's why he said akalpya, that we were not capable. Okay.